here's your host, George Davis.
And welcome to Before Nashville, where we introduce the country stars of tomorrow to the country fans of today. And tonight I've got a group. It's a quartet. And they have sold-out shows at the Bluebird Cafe, the Listening Room, Third and Lindsley. Their debut EP charted number 14 on the iTunes Country Album Chart. Their radio debut with Radio Disney Country was happened on their first ever single, and they have a new single out, and we're going to talk about that tonight. And we will start that off in about 30 seconds.
Before Nashville is proudly sponsored by Go-Go Tuners, the go-to tuner for professional and amateur musicians. Get your Go-Go Tuner at gogotuners.com. By Heart to Heart Coffee, the coffee that gives back. Find out more at heart2heartcoffee.com. By Sibby's Apparel, worn by heroes, made with respect. Order yours at sibby'sapparel.com, and by Three Rangers Whiskey, not for the weak or faint-hearted. ThreeRangers.com.
And tonight, I've got a quartet that's with me, or they will be here shortly. We're kind of having a few little difficulties, but we're trying to get that all lined out, and they will be here. So just bear with us, and we'll get that all kicked off here in just a minute. Do want to remind you that if you want to send a message, a question, or anything like that, you can do so on the Facebook Live. And we'll get that into the band themselves. And like I said, they should be on here in just a little bit, trying to get everything sorted out so we can get them all set and ready to go. And once they're here, then we'll get this show on the road. But until then, you guys are just going to put up with me for a minute, okay? Just stick with me here, and we'll get it all figured out. Want to thank, first off, our sponsors, Sibby's Apparel, also Go-Go Tuners, Heart to Heart Coffee, and Three Rangers Whiskey for making this possible, and also to Core PR. They are our folks that kind of helped us out tonight. So we are super excited to have them reaching out to us and doing what they can. But we will get everything going here in just a second. All right, so bear with me. Hopefully we will have them on in just a minute. Their new song is one that I'm super excited about. And I will tell you why once we get the band on here. Sarah and them are trying to make their way here. And once they do, then we'll get everything hooked up and ready to go. Again, in the meantime, if you want to know more, you can also find us on all your streaming platforms. And they such as iHeart. We're also on Amazon. We're on, iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. I said that one already. Apple Podcast, about 12 different platforms, and we'll have all that information out there for you. Once everything gets underway and this gets set, then we'll be ready to get rocking and rolling here. All right. We're just kind of hanging on and waiting for the band to jump on board. I've been listening to some of their music, really great stuff. I mean, they've got songs like Can't Have Nothing Nice, over 15,000 streams on Spotify. They've got Baby Goodbye. That's got some on there. And we've also got, the new one, Run Mascara Run. That one's got a lot of streams as well. And then the new song. And it looks like Sarah just hopped on. Sarah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I've already kicked it off just so we could be on standby. But thanks for joining me tonight. I apologize. That was an error on my part. And,
no worries.
That's what happens when you burn the midnight oil and you're going, did I do everything? I knew I woke up in the middle of the night for something, and apparently that's what it was.
Well, that
but exactly. So how are things going?
Pretty good. How are things with you?
Going awesome. Now, you guys are in Nashville, correct?
Yes.
You're based out of Nashville? All right.
Yep.
And I see you're here. The guys, they're hanging out somewhere else tonight.
We have a couple who are at work, previous engagement, and a family emergency. So you got me.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll take you. How's that? So tell me a little bit about the band. If you haven't figured it out, all right, it's Hudson Valley, and this is Sarah. She's with Hudson Valley, and Tell me a little bit about the band itself, kind of the, the formation and things like that.
Well, the band itself was formed in 2018. My husband and I, Richie, he's our drummer. We moved down here from the Hudson River Valley in New York, hence the name. And
Hmm.
it's our little nod to back home. And we met Andrew, who happened to move down here the same week that we did, which was totally weird. We met him, he's from New Jersey, but we had never met him up in New York. So that was like up in that area. So we didn't meet till Nashville. Um, and then we just, we hung out and decided, like, hey, you want to be in a band? And we did the same thing with Matt. We met up with him for drinks and wanted to see how it clicked. And then we were like, hey, you want to be in a band? So that was how it went.
And the rest is history, as they
Yeah.
say. Well, that's awesome. So how did you personally get into music?
I've been singing since I was little. So my whole life, country music's always been my thing.
Okay. What were some of the early influences that you had growing up?
All of the 90s big female voices, Martina McBride, Trisha Yearwood, Faith Hill, those kind of singers. I wanted to sound like them, so I tried to emulate what they sounded like to me, and I've just always wanted to do music because of it.
Right. Now, with the band itself, I mean, overall, I mean, you're married to Richie, who you said's the drummer.
Yes.
Um, uh, what, as far as a band, who are some of the influences that you guys have collectively?
That's what makes us Hudson Valley, is the fact that we are all over the freaking board when it comes to when it comes to influences. Um, Richie's got a lot of the punk rock inspiration, and that's what he did growing up, and up until
Mhm.
his early 30s he was in punk rock bands, so that's always been a very big thing for him. So I think that kind of comes through, especially if you come to a live show, you see that.
Right.
um Andrew's got that uh 80s rock, old school classic rock kind of thing. And then Matt will tell you that my love of 90s country music is new country music, because he likes stuff way older than that. So we're kind of all over the place, but that's what works about it, is that it somehow meshes.
Now, I know the latest single that you have out, which we're going to talk about here in just a little bit because I want to play it for everybody.
Oh,
But aside from that one, do you guys? I mean, you guys write your own stuff.
yes.
And is that a collective effort? Is it just like maybe you and Richie, you and Matt? I mean, how does the writing work out?
For the most part, all of the ones that we've gotten out so far have been me with co-writers down here. We have gotten into the habit of trying to write songs together. We have written some songs together now at this point. Um, it's a little different than anything that we're kind of used to doing, because it's more of like a jam session, and then like we'll have an idea, and then it
Mm.
kind of turns out into something different, and then like however it ends at the end is what it is. But
Right.
it's just like a big jam, and then like we'll kind of come up with something, and yeah, that's how that goes.
Who's some of the people that have kind of molded your writing style?
I don't know. I mean, I think country music as a whole is a pretty good influence, just because the stories are the way that they are, and that's what I love about country music, is that when you are writing a song, um, it's meant to be much more storytelling like. So I like that whole like narrative kind of vibe to it. Like
Right.
when it comes to like just songwriters, like we're big fans of Old Dominion, who are all individual songwriters.
Right.
Um, we like Shane McAnally, Ashley Gorley. There's a couple big ones that we really like, but as a whole, that's why we like country music's, because of the way that those songs are written.
Right. Right. Now, I gotta ask because with you and Richie, he's having kind of the punk influence and you've had the country influence. You couldn't look at two different worlds. I mean, it's beyond, Marie and Donny Osmond. I'm a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Oh yeah.
That goes out a little further than that. So how did that whole relationship come to be about?
Well, I'm the wife. I told him what I wanted to do.
uh,
Come
I love
on
the way you
now.
say that, and he's not there to defend himself.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm the
No,
one in charge.
we were both in separate bands in New York. And I used to go out and watch him play and stuff. And, we would always do our thing. And as our relationship progressed, he kind of wanted to hang out with me more. So that was kind of how it worked. And then, when I said I felt like we needed to be in Nashville, then he was like, all right, well, I guess we're going to Nashville. So that was how that went.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He's a good
that's
man.
kind of that's the way it goes. You can't, guys, take heed, okay? What the woman says is generally the way you probably ought to make it go. Just saying,
Yeah,
that's the way it
yeah.
is in my house. And my wife is on, by the way. She's actually at a business trip in Florida this week. Um, so she just left today. And she goes, yeah, I'm probably gonna because they have a early flight down tomorrow out of St. Louis. She's like, I'll probably hang out by the pool until we can check into the hotel.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you're at the hotel pool. I'm slaving away at work. Okay, honey, have fun.
You have a great time.
Yeah, you don't argue with it. You can't argue with it. So keep that
Totally.
in mind. Um, Now you guys, y'all play a lot of places in Nashville. The Listening Room, Tootsie, well, the Bluebird. I started to say Tootsie's. I don't know. Tootsie's wasn't one on the list, but I know you played the Bluebird.
Yes.
You played the Listening Room.
Yes.
Um, what's your favorite place to play and why?
I mean, our favorite venue when it comes to downtown Nashville is definitely Old Red.
Mhm.
That we're there most frequently. It's like the best sounding stage. It is the best stage. It's unlike all of the other bars that are on Broadway because it's meant to be um, like seen as a music venue, not just a bar. And a lot of
Right.
the other ones are really, like honky tonk driven and, they're bars first before anything else. And I think the biggest thing with when it comes to Old Red is that they put the music and the artist and, how we sound and how all of that stuff kind of goes first. So
Right.
that's probably my favorite stage on Broadway. Favorite like sounding room, like when we're doing something totally different is probably the Listening Room or Third and Lindsley. They're amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to all of those venues and except the Bluebird. I haven't been to the Bluebird yet. As
Oh,
many
you have
times as I've been to
to go.
Nashville. It's like we go down there probably twice a year, and I have yet to go to the Bluebird. I don't know why.
You have to
Um,
go to the Bluebird. Everybody's got to do the Bluebird once.
yeah, Old Red is one of our favorites. We love going there. We checked out Miranda Lambert's place the last time. Have you got to play there yet?
We have not, but we have checked it out.
Yeah, it's looks like it'd be pretty good. We just stayed on the bottom floor. We didn't go up to the second floor where the big stage was. But just I mean, Old Red is one of our favorites.
Yeah.
We just love going there.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
you're
venue.
right. They take good care of their sound. I mean, it's everything. It just sounds amazing in there. And they always have good crowds. And I
Oh,
know that helps as an artist.
absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
when you have that kind of a crowd, it's fun to play. So, if there was one song that, and since you're the primary writer, I'll just ask you this specifically, so you don't have to answer for the guys. If there was one song that you said, "Man, I wish I would have written that song," what song would that be?
A song that I wish oh God. Oh God. I don't know. There's too many. I don't know. I mean, I feel like actually it was funny because I was listening to it this morning. Um, Every Little Thing by Carly Pierce,
Mhm.
her first number one song. I heard that this morning and I hadn't heard it in a long time. And it's just like, damn, it's just so well written. So I'm gonna say that one because it's fresh on my mind.
Okay. Well, and that's a good answer. We'll take that. That's a really good
Thanks.
answer. Um, if I were to get a hold of your phone and look at it
Oh
and
boy.
see what music you've been playing as of late, just looking at the music, and that's it. Um, what are the top 10 songs you're listening to right now?
Oh boy. Um, aside from our stuff right this second,
Yeah.
this is gonna sound really silly. Breland, Praise the Lord. His new song came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
obsessed with it. I think it's so good. It's so catchy. Every time it comes on, I like jam to it.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm really like a what kind of mood am I in type of person. Like this morning I was listening to Rage Against the Machines. So I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place. you know, it's my playlist would be eclectic to say the least.
Okay. Well, and that's good. Eclectic is good. I mean, it makes you a more rounded artist,
Oh yeah, thanks.
you know. So, we can take that. Um, who takes the longest to get ready for a show? I'm kind of going all over
Oh,
the place here.
me.
Uh,
Always. There is no hesitation to that. It's me. And they all know that.
and they would all agree. Is that what
They
you're
would
saying?
all absolutely point to me. Yes.
Yeah, okay. If I ask Richie this question,
No.
we're
Okay.
gonna do like a newlywed game type of thing here.
No, God.
If I ask Richie this question, what would his response be? What takes you the longest to get ready since you take the longest? Would it be hair, makeup, outfits, getting yourself mentally prepared?
Makeup.
Okay.
Always. He knows kind of where I'm at based on when he comes up to check on me to see, like he knows like if my mascara is going on, I'm almost done, you know? So he's got that pretty down pat right now.
That's great. I love that.
I feel under the gun now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's turn this around. Since I hypothetically asked Richie that question about you, what takes
His
Richie the
answer.
longest to get ready?
Richie?
Yeah.
Richie's hair.
He put a lot of time into his hair.
Have you seen those pictures? His hair is
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
It is. It's
It
like
takes a long time. His hair is a
it's
thing.
one of those hurricane no flyaway hairdos. No
Exactly. That
offense, no
thing
offense.
doesn't move.
Like if he falls down, he's not breaking a bone, he's breaking hair, right?
Nope, exactly. He wakes up looking like that. Yeah.
Oh my And um and I apologize. I hadn't put names with faces yet, but you
Beard is
got
Matt.
the big beard. Matt,
Beard is
okay.
Matt. Yep.
That looks like that takes a long time
It
to
does.
oil and
He's
spray.
very meticulous with his beard. Oh yes, he's shown me all of his tips and tricks when we're out doing hotel rooms and stuff together. Oh yeah. I've seen it's a lot that goes into it. It is not an easy project, the beard.
Right. I tried that and I couldn't get it to anywhere near that length, and so I just gave
Oh,
up. And
that took him
I'm
a
like,
hot minute. It didn't. If you see old pictures of us, like from our first EP, it was not that long.
and not that
That took
pretty.
a long time.
Right. Poor guy. Let's look back to some of the shows that you've done. What is your most embarrassing stage moment?
Oh God.
You're gonna hate me after this interview.
Yeah. What the hell?
I know, right?
I don't know. I mean, like we've got silly things, like forgetting words or, like tripping. Tripping happens. Andrew's fallen off the stage, so that's happened. Yeah, silly things. I have, things that I might have done in the heat of the moment that I regret doing. I wouldn't know if I necessarily say I'm embarrassed that I've done it, but I might have threatened to kill people, but that's different. So it's okay.
That
Yes.
doesn't count as that's not a stage moment. That's a crowd that you have to get under control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like that mother instinct. Don't make me come down that crowd.
Oh yeah, basically. Oh, we've done a couple of those moments. Oh yeah.
Oh wow, that's great. If you could go back to your we'll just say 2 years, back to your 19-year-old self.
Oh, you are so sweet.
I'm married. I know what
Your
to
woman.
say.
She got you good. Yep.
If you could go back to your 19-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice about the music industry that you felt like you feel now that you didn't know then, what would that advice be?
I know so many things now that I didn't know then. Oof. Um,
And it's
mm,
only been 2 years. That's what's so great about it.
so weird.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, it's like a tie. Be patient because I am very much like, I want this to happen already,
Mhm.
that kind of a thing. So be patient. Um, and damn it, find an investor because that's how Nashville works down here.
Amen. Oh my
Oof.
god.
One of those things I
Unbelievable.
learned really late in life.
Yeah, it's unbelievable too. I mean, it's just crazy. Um, I'm sure now. I don't know like your catalog. I know the songs that I found on Spotify, stuff like that. But it seems like everybody has to do cover songs.
Oh yeah.
And we'll talk about the latest one that y'all done. But what's your aside from the song we're going to talk about tonight? Because I haven't doled that out to anybody yet. What is your favorite cover song that Hudson Valley does in a set?
Um, we do a lot of 90s country. That's kind of my forte. And
Hmm.
people, when we do start playing, they kind of catch on to that really quick. So a lot of people will request that kind of stuff. Lots of Jody Messina, that kind of thing. We have in particular for, like to us, we have this little mashup that we do with some Gretchen Wilson and Rage Against the Machines and Copperhead Road type stuff. It's all nuts, but that's probably my favorite thing that we do live cover wise is because we mash up a couple of really fun songs together.
Hmm.
That's
That's always fun. I love
that's
those.
probably it.
I love the mashups. I mean, come on. Um, what makes the sound that Hudson Valley has so unique that people want to listen to it?
It's a rock band. I think the reason that we are a band is because we noticed that Nashville didn't have, or country music as a whole doesn't have a female fronted band.
Right.
So that was kind of like, and when I say that, a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, what about like Lady Antebellum or Little Big Town? Like, that's not what I mean. I mean Old Dominion with a female singer. Like that, that's a real female fronted band. And
Right.
we're the only ones doing that. Um, so I think that in itself makes us kind of stick out because nobody's really doing that. When it's a live show, I think it's pretty obvious that it is very much a rock band. Although I sound very, much like a country singer. It's just a country singer over top of a very heavy rock band. It's cool.
I mean, the music is really great. I've been listening to it, and especially this latest song that you got out. And
Thank you.
again, I don't want to spoil that, um, but it's one that I think people will be pleased with. Um, if you could have dinner
Oh boy.
with, with one country artist that has passed, who would it be, and what? Let me say. Well, let me put it this way: what direction would you want the conversation to go?
Mm. Oh my God. That is such a hard question. Um, Damn.
And since you're flying solo, you get them all. So,
Yeah. Ouch. I don't know. I mean, there's so many, that I'm a fan of. But I also have so many that are living that I'm a fan of. I don't
mhm,
know, like maybe June Carter Cash, Johnny Cash.
okay.
Um, I there just because it's so classic and so, how was it and that kind of a thing. And um how do you stick to your guns when, things are a little different than, you know, music was different at the time than what it was. That how do you stick to that? I don't know. I think that's probably up there for me. Who would like to have a dinner with the Cashes?
And that brings up an interesting point because with that, and then you and your husband are in a band together.
Hmm.
What It's a two-part question, but I'm going to ask them one part at a time.
Okay.
What are the trials of husband and wife being in a band? What gets under your nerves the most about him when it comes to being in the band?
Um, Nothing really. I know it's pathetic. But that's why it works so well. And I know that he would say the same thing. We absolutely love working together. Nobody's gonna have my back the way he does, and vice versa. So I mean, there are times where it's like, like, God forbid something were to happen on stage, or something didn't go right, or I'm not happy with something.
Mhm.
It would be like any kind of work relationship, because it comes back home. But we're very good at getting rid of anything that were to bother us. We're really good at working together. We've been doing it for a very long time, so
Right.
we're a pretty good team.
Okay. All right. So what do you think are some of the joys of being a couple and working together?
Everything that we get to do together. We get to travel together. Like we always talk about that kind of stuff. It's very hard for people that are in this line of work and have to leave and go on tour, and
Mhm.
they're gone every weekend, or like, especially with like friends who have kids, like wherever I go, he goes. And
Right.
that's kind of like the saving grace to it. We have to have somebody watch our dogs, but
Right.
for the most part, it works out pretty good, because we get to see all of these things together. We get to do usually we get to do this kind of stuff together. But at the same token, we get to get on stage and party together every weekend too. So it's a pretty good. I think there's way more pros than there are cons when it comes to working together as a married couple.
I honestly I thought it was gonna go the direction of the money he spends on cymbals or drumsticks or something new, that kind of thing.
There is a closet full of snare drums. So,
My kind of guy.
uh so there's that. But
Uh,
at the same vein, he'd say the same thing about the stuff that I got. So it's nope, it
right.
is what it is.
Like if you're
It's
into
for work.
boots or something like that, right?
It's for work. It's okay.
Right. So you released a new single
Yes.
on March 18th. It's new to you. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
It happens to be, which you said earlier, by one of your favorite bands or
Hmm.
the group's favorite bands. Also one of my favorite bands. Since first time I heard these guys, I have been just blown away. As a matter of fact, I found their first EP that they made before they got signed to their record label
Hmm.
that they sent me after we talked on Facebook. And I just
That's
found that the
so
other day and
cool.
didn't even know I still had it.
Holy crap.
So it's I think 5 or 6 songs. A lot of them were songs they released on their first album because it was like they released the EP and then it was not long after they got signed and released their first album.
Yeah.
But this song kind of surprised me from I worked in radio during the day. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but
Yeah. Yeah.
surprised me
You
from
told
a
me.
radio point of view because radio did not pick this up when I mean, it didn't, I'm trying to think, did radio play it? And if they did, they didn't play it enough that I remember it. Um, so I would say it didn't have the radio success that their other songs have.
Exactly.
And it is about it's I don't know the time on the song. I didn't look at that, but it seems like it's about a minute and a half. It's it's so much fun. It just goes quick.
I get that. I promise it's about 3 minutes.
Yeah, but it does not seem that I mean, I listened to it like 3 or 4 times earlier, and I'm going, "Good grief, this song just seems like it's so short." But, I'm gonna play the song here, and I have to take a break first. We'll give you 30 seconds to give a shout out to our sponsors, and then we're gonna get into the latest single from Hudson Valley. I'm still not gonna tell you what it is. You're still gonna have to wait till after the song's over. So, if you think it's been 5 minutes, and I probably played it twice, just so you know. So so we'll get into that here in just a second. All right. So in 30 seconds, we'll be back with Hudson Valley.
B4Nashville is proudly sponsored by Go-Go Tuners, the go-to tuner for professional and amateur musicians. Get your Go-Go Tuner at gogotuners.com. By Heart to Heart Coffee, the coffee that gives back. Find out more at heart2heartcoffee.com. By Civvy's Apparel, worn by heroes, made with respect. Order yours at civviesapparel.com. And by Three Rangers Whiskey, not for the weak or faint-hearted. ThreeRangers.com.
I can't get you off the tip of my tongue. You're running through my head again. Like one of those summer sing-along songs you play it once and you're stuck in there. I'm either talking about you or thinking about you, running my mouth about being without you to all my friends. Shut me up by showing up with strawberry stuff on my lips. You know you like so much. Little kiss, do the trick. Give me something else to do with my lips. 'Cause I go on and on and on when you come on. You're the only one. Shut me up. I get sick of the sound of my own voice when I get a couple drinks in me. I gotta admit the way you got me, what you know is kind of embarrassing. I'm tired of the drama, I'm hoping you won. I can't wait till tomorrow, so tell me you're gonna be on your way. Shut me up by showing up with strawberry stuff on my lips. You know you like so much. Little kiss, do the trick. Give me something else to do with my lips. 'Cause I go on and on and on when you go on. You're the only one. Shut me up. I'm never talking about you, thinking about you, running my mouth about being without you to all my friends. So come on, show me up, showing up, the strawberry stuff's on my lips. You know you like so much. Little kiss would do the trick. Give me something else to do with my lips. Yeah, baby, shut me up with your love. Just one little taste, baby, watch what it does. Little kiss would do the trick. Give me something else to do with my lips. 'Cause I go on and on and on when you go on. You're the only one who can show me up. Yeah, baby, shut me up. Ooh, yeah, baby, shut me up.
Let me turn the mic back up here. That is Hudson Valley and Shut Me Up by Old Dominion.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's one of my favorite bands of all time. I've seen the guys a couple of times in concert, and man, that song. I mean, you guys and y'all do it justice too. A lot of people they take a
Thank
cover song
you.
done by another band, it doesn't go quite as well. Or I know people say, "Well, make it your own," you know. But you guys, I mean, the majority of it, it stays true to the melody, to the medley of the song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, or the melody of the song. I get medley and melody mixed up. The melody
Never-
of the song. And it just I got to be honest with you, with your voice on there, it sounds pretty damn awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
We figured that that was enough of a difference, just the fact that a woman is singing it. So we didn't want to
right.
change it up too much.
Absolutely. Do have Matt and Trevor and the guys got to hear it yet?
They have, yeah. Yeah,
And
when we were originally recording it, because this was like during, when we weren't really allowed out to play. So
right.
one of those things when we were just kind of like, well, what the hell do we do now? So we decided to get into the studio. And that song in particular, like you were saying, it really didn't get legs with
Mhm.
radio. It really didn't get the traction that I would think that it deserves, that kind of a thing. It was like their first single off of that EP. But
Right.
we were OD fans, so we loved that song. And we had been playing it live since we formed the band. So
Oh,
we had been playing it and people thought that it was ours. Because unless you're like a real Old Dominion fan,
mhm,
it's not Hotel Key, it's not one man band, like you wouldn't
right.
really know that it's their song. So we had been playing it and it was just one of those things where it's like we kind of have our own spin on it. Let's record it, we had time to kill. So we had went into the studio and I was recording the guys. I think Matt was playing organ at the time. And we were like kind of just messing around with like the parts, and I recorded it and I slipped on into their DMs on Instagram and I sent it to them. And I was like, hey, hope you don't mind, but we're doing this. And they wrote back, they're like, wait, what song? And I was like, shut me up. And it was so I had sent them a couple of videos and a couple of clips when we would kind of get the masters back and whatever,
Right.
and they would send us stuff, thumbs up and fire emojis, and so they liked it, and that was all that I needed to hear. So that's
Absolutely.
good in
Yeah.
our area.
Yeah. Though, I mean, they're like I said, the first time I heard them, it was on Facebook. They put up a post, um, and it may have been "Shut Me Up." I'm not sure if it was or not,
It may have
um,
been.
but I listened to the song and I was like, "Holy shit, these guys are good."
That's what
And
we
so I
said.
messaged them, and they're like, "Send us your address. We'll send you the EP." And they sent it to the radio station, and we actually, I'd have to go back and look at the EP. I don't remember. There was a song on there that we started playing um, before it was released to radio, and we got some pretty good responses out of it. I know like I said, I'm 99% sure it was not "Shut Me Up." I wish I would have played that song, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I did not follow my gut on that one because I think it would have really taken off around here. I mean, where we're at, it may
Yeah.
not have been like a nationwide or worldwide hit for him. Not just because of me, but I just I was just like, man, these guys are just too good. And then through you know, acquaintances and people and stuff. We've got to see him a couple of times and meet him a couple of times, and hopefully going to see him again coming up in June, I think, May or June.
Were
They're
you?
back on tour with Kenny Chesney.
Yes, yes. Yeah, they
Mhm.
are part of that tour. Yep.
Yeah, Kenny Chesney, Michael Ray, Dan and Shay. Um, I think Carly
All
Pierce
the
is
good.
on there too, but I think Dan and Shay are replacing Carly Pierce on this particular show.
I'm just gonna go out on a whim and say if Michael Ray's on it, she's probably not.
Right, yeah, that's true. Maybe he's replacing her because I thought she was on tour with Kenny at one point, um,
I'm not
but yeah,
sure.
I'm
I'll
I'm
have to look. Yeah, I'll have to
I'm
look.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah, she and Michael Ray would not be, together on the tour. They
Good.
they would be in opposite, like, in separate counties and different dressing
Oh yes.
rooms. But, the funny thing is, I their manager manages Michael Ray,
Ah,
and he's a friend of mine, so, um, we're I'm more excited to see Old Dominion. My wife's excited to see Kenny.
we've seen them live a couple times, and my husband and I, Richie, we got to meet them backstage in North Carolina, and they're just the coolest guys. Like
Oh yeah.
they're so nice. They're like everything that we emulate to be, you know.
Hmm.
Because well, one, like we just like people come out and have a damn party with us, and you know, we're just happy to be here. That's all it is, you know.
Absolutely.
So they're those guys. They're really they're very comfortable to be around. So you know that my goal one day is to get on that direct support them at one point. You know, that'll be
Right.
my goal.
Well, I know that um I know that I've lost my train of thought as well as I was to what I was going to say. Um, uh, anyway, we'll move on because that thought train doesn't jump the track. It didn't
The
even.
train left the station.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's totally derailed.
Happens
So,
to the
so
best
we'll
of
come
us.
back to that. But it's definitely. I mean, you did it good. You did it justice for sure. And I
Thank
know
you.
that the guys would be very proud. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Of course, it comes afterwards. Talking about the guys, I think Trevor was on a friend of mine put out a kids CD that had to do with frogs.
What?
Yeah, his company is called Bar Frog Music. He's a manager and a promoter, and he worked. He had Trevor do and he's also a writer and musician and stuff. And he put out, I think it was I'm pretty sure it was a kids album, and Trevor sang the lead on it. I
Oh
mean, it
my
wasn't my
God, that's
voice,
so
but
funny. That is so funny.
yeah, I thought I still had a copy of the CD because I was going to take it and have him autograph it when we went back to meet him, and I didn't have for some reason I could not find that CD, and I guess I gave it to one of my grandkids or something.
Well,
Um, but at least it's going to good use.
yeah, exactly. It's in good hands at that point.
Exactly. Let me see here. Now we're getting to a fun part of the show.
No boy, this hasn't been fun. What are you talking about?
Well, this true. It has been a lot of fun. But this is going to be more fun for you because I know the questions and you have to answer them. So,
Oh.
and
Well,
these are not who your influences are. so, we'll get into that. Okay. If you're
okay.
are you ready? You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That wasn't what I meant to hit.
The hell? The hell? What the hell? What the hell?
I call this segment "What the Hell" because this is
What
just
the
off
hell?
the wall questions. These are just totally off the wall. All right. And these are just fun.
Okay.
If you could take a bath in anything, what would it be?
Queso. I don't know. It's the
That's
first
a
thing that came
new
to
one.
mind.
I've had that one go everywhere, but
The
not
boys would
Mexican.
tell you whiskey. So
Yeah, my wife would probably tell you mine would be bourbon.
honestly,
Describe your personality in one of the following. Okay. Um, Grounded, Mariah Carey, or Kanye West.
grounded. Phew.
You said that like ain't no damn way I'm picking either one of the other two.
No, I'm not in the least either one of those.
I love it. I love it.
Funny.
Um, let's see. All right, when you go into a public bathroom, what stall do you normally use?
The middle one.
Okay.
Whatever's open. I don't know. I need more wine for this.
Whichever one I can scare somebody out of.
Yeah.
All right. Instead of a last meal, you're offered a last song. What is your last song going to be?
Like for me to sing or to like hear it?
No, for you to hear, kind of like to replace the last meal. That's the last song you're going to hear.
Oh, that's depressing. My wedding song. How about that? Too sentimental.
At least if you're going to go happy, right?
Right.
It's good. Um, somebody, and I'm going to do this in two ways. I'm going to pose this to you personally, and then overall, I want to see your response as a band.
Okay.
Okay. As
Okay.
to what you would think. Someone writes a documentary about your life. Who is going to star as you and why?
I have no idea. That's ooh, that's so I don't know. Um Anna Faris. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like redheads, and then I'm trying to think of people who are funny. I don't know. Like she's not. I don't know. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea who would play me in a movie. Oof. No, no clue.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the guys? Who do you think would play them in a movie?
Oh crap.
Let's start with Richie. You know him the best. Who would play Richie in a movie? Or who would you want to play Richie in a movie? He's not there.
Facts. We always bust his balls. He looks like Jensen Ackles. He's
Mhm.
an actor from Supernatural, and he
Right.
does look like him, and he's pretty. That's why. So I think that would be kind of funny. Just because.
Because Richie's not pretty? Is that what you're
Because
saying?
Richie is pretty.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just making sure,
He is
we're on
pretty.
the right,
As I'm
making
trying
sure
to,
on
because
the
I
right.
would say like Ryan Reynolds or something, because I think as a band we would tell you that Richie's probably the funniest person that we know. Um,
Mhm.
like he's absolutely hysterical. So like maybe somebody funny like Ryan Reynolds or something like that. Um, Matt would be like Matt would be who's that guy that like old school, like old westerns type, like John Wayne-ish kind of. I'm gonna say John Wayne type stuff.
Okay.
That's like
Only
his.
one I could think of when you said that, for some reason he's like one of the I don't know actors that well, but like
That's I don't either.
Samuel Elliott, like I thought maybe that's who you were getting at.
Yeah, see, I'm so bad with actors. Like I don't know names of actors. That's why I'm like I couldn't think of who the hell would play me at all. Uh, and Andrew would have to be somebody, I don't know, funny. I can't. I'm so bad with names. And I have to come up with 4. I'm clueless. I have no idea.
It's like I said, that's why it sucks that they sent you
It
in here solo.
does. Damn it.
Let's see here. We asked that one. I don't want to go back over that one. This is one I really like to ask. Okay.
Okay.
I think it's a super fun question, and I always preface it by saying this: current status plays no role in this question. So keep that in mind when I ask this. Okay.
Current status. Okay.
Current status. Okay. And I'm not going to explain it beyond that, and you'll figure it out when I say this. You guys are this is your first major headlining tour. You're playing in arenas all across America. I'm talking Gillette Stadium. I'm talking Busch Stadium. Anywhere Kenny Chesney and Old Dominion are going to play, you're going to play. All right.
Okay.
And you get to hand pick 2 openers to go with you on this entire tour. Who are they?
Holy guacamole. Openers.
Openers, tour mates. I guess maybe tour mates is a better word to
Tour
say than open.
mates. Tour mates, yeah. Old Dominion. we would say and probably like I know we work for Blake Shelton, but probably Miranda. Is that terrible?
Sorry, Blake.
Sorry. I feel like that would be I feel like her and I could get into a lot of trouble together. Yes.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to be, like her and Carrie said, something bad about to happen.
Something bad.
That would be a great song for y'all to do on stage, though. I mean, you could do
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Do kind of a like at the end of the award show when everybody comes, or they all come back out. Well, they don't
Yeah,
do
and
it
they
at
all do
award
that
shows
big
anymore. Yeah, they
mashed
do that
up thing.
big.
Yeah.
You could bring out Old Dominion. You could bring out Miranda, and you guys could just have fun for the
Oh,
encore
wouldn't
and do
that be?
like
Wouldn't
2
that
songs.
be something?
Yeah, it would. You could mash up "Shut Me Up" and um, let's
Fastest
see.
girl in town.
Yeah, there you go.
All mixed
Uh,
up.
I was trying to think of Miranda. I can't believe I went blank on Miranda songs. My wife's still on here. She's gonna go. I can't believe you did that. Because we each are allowed a celebrity crush, and Miranda is mine, and
Miranda's
hers
yours.
is
Gotcha.
Kenny. Um,
Oh, okay.
the empty one. My wife says the empty one. What the heck? I didn't ask what glass do you not prefer? Because that's
That's
the one I
probably
do
related
prefer
to
the
the
empty one.
bathroom stall question. You pick the empty
Oh,
one.
yeah,
That's the one.
that's what it was. Look at you. Boy, you were on top of it. You figured that out better than I did. Oh, so, um, what where what's your tour schedule going on right now? Where are you guys playing at? If people, folks watching wanna find you, if they're in Nashville, where can they find you?
This weekend, Friday, we're at Ole Red. Like I said, we're there weekly.
Mhm.
And then Saturday we're at Dirk Bentley's Whiskey Row.
Oh, okay.
And then Monday we're at Winners playing Whiskey Jam. And then I don't we every week we kind of put it up on our socials and stuff. I think we put up something for the month of April with a lot of the things that we do. The plan for this summer is we're still confirming some dates with
Mhm.
people, but we are getting out of Tennessee this summer. So
Oh, good deal.
that's the exciting thing that we're looking forward to is actually getting out, playing at these places that these people that we meet every weekend are from. We can't wait to actually get out of town.
Right, just get out of Nashville for a while and
Yeah.
see what it looks like in the rest of the world, and
It's been a
'cause
long time since we've seen it. So yes.
yeah. Wow, but I mean, that's great. I'll have to keep an eye out on your schedule and see if you guys are playing anywhere close, or since my wife's on here, she'll probably tell me we'll just go back to Nashville.
We can always do that.
I mean,
So always an
we
excuse
love
to
it.
come to Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we make one up, it's National, I don't know, Take Your Dog Outside Day, and it's like,
Gotcha.
well, that means a trip to Nashville.
I get it.
We
Gotcha.
don't care. We don't care. So, if they wanna find you on social media, where all can they look for you, or where's the best place to find you to get to social media?
Well, hudsonvalleyband.com is our website. Everything that you need to find us is on there. But for everybody who's on Instagram and Facebook, it's at official Hudson Valley. Those are like the ones that we primarily use. I mean, we have Twitter and TikTok, but we're really not into it. We're trying, but Facebook and Instagram are our go-tos. So you can find us that way on
All right. So we'll have them. Everybody can go look up Hudson Valley. Remember Hudson Valley Band. If you can't remember nothing else, HudsonValleyBand.com. Go there and you can check out everything about Hudson Valley. You can find all their music. You're on all the streaming platforms, right? Spotify, iTunes,
we
all that
are.
good stuff. All right.
Yep.
And
All the ones you want to hear. Yep.
right. Uh, and so that makes a difference right there. Go and check out the website. I don't. Hang on a second here. I think I may have messed up because I had the website pulled up earlier, and I want to make sure that I don't speak out of turn when I say this. No. Well, I had it pulled up earlier, and then I go and close it out. What kind of host is that?
It
Uh,
happened. Okay.
There, that's what I was looking for. All right, go away. Go away. Merch. I always encourage people to go check out the merch that you guys have, because that is kind of a I guess, in the lack of a better term, it's a non-traditional way that you can support the bands. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not going to the show and stuff.
100.
Merch. Um, you do have the Shut Me Up shirts, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So go check that out too. That's at hudsonvalleyband.com and look at shop. Purchase some of their merch. Go and download their music as well. Support them in every possible way. That's what we want you to
Every
do.
possible way.
So
Excuse me. We pushed this
she
back,
said
and now
that
you're
with,
going past my bedtime. No, I'm just kidding.
that's right. It's like she said that with that much conviction. It's time to go to bed.
No. I told you got me
So-
under pressure asking me all these questions. I'm like, oh God.
Kind of once you use your brain, to think some of these answers, it's like, oh gosh, I'm tired.
That's it. That's what it
I'm
is. Yeah.
done.
Not the fact that it's 9:30 here. How old am I? Like,
Eh,
not like we play till 2 a.m., but
right. I started to say you play way past that, but you have
Oh,
to make
yeah.
it up in the off nights,
Oh yeah.
So, Sarah, thanks for coming on tonight. It's been
Thank you
it's
so
been a
much
lot
for
of
having
fun.
me.
I'm
This
glad we
was
finally
great.
figured out. Tell the guys that we missed them.
Yes, I will.
Next time we'll be able to all get together and
We should definitely do this again where you can get the whole fan
oh
down.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah,
'Cause I have a feeling a lot of the answers to these questions are going to be
it would
probably
be
a little off
something.
center.
Yeah. Oh yes, it would be something.
And again, want to give a shout out to Anna and Dawn at Core PR for setting everything up for us tonight
Yeah.
and making sure that I got my crap together.
We had to
So
get hooked up now, right?
that's right. That's right. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching along, and we'll be back on Thursday night. We'll have another country star up tomorrow that we will introduce you to.
Hey.
And until then, normally I have my outro music going, but I got to be honest with you, we're going to do it this way. We're going to let Hudson Valley take us home.
Yeah.
All right, y'all can shut me up now.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night. Thanks, Sarah. We'll see you.
Bye. Thank you.
Like one of those summer sing-along songs you play once and you're stuck in there. I'm either talking about you, thinking about you, running my mouth about being without you to all my friends. Shut me up, showing up with strawberry stuff on my lips. You know you like so much. Little kiss, do the trick. Give me something else to do with my lips. 'Cause I go on and on and on. When you come on, you're the only one. Shut me up. I get sick of the sound of my own voice when I get a couple drinks in me. I gotta admit the way you got me, what you know is kind of embarrassing. I'm tired of the drama, I'm hoping you wanna, can't wait.